Hi, Sean O'Rourke here with another My Hero Academia reaction, and it's a two for today. I'm looking at 287 and 288, catching up a little here, but the last chapter I read ended with Deku in that, fucking dimension, or whatever you want to refer to it as, pocket dimension, the paths from Attack on Titan. I don't know what it is. It's the all for one demi plane, where, obviously Shigaraki touched him and started to extract the, one for all quirk, and something intervened. Now, will this be something like Naruto, where it's happening like that in reality, but in their mind it could take, an hour, if you know what I'm talking about? Or is this, happening concurrently? I forget if this has been established in the series in the past, where this stuff in this, again, whatever it's called, maybe it has a name and I don't know what it is, this shadow dimension. Maybe it's happening, all real time. But regardless, this is going to be the fight for Midoriya to keep his quirk, is what I'm guessing, inside this little dimension here. Can Shimura and the rest save him? We're going to find out. And other things of note before I jump into this, obviously, Bakugo's in a really bad way. Gran Torino's in a bad way. Eraser's not doing too hot. And neither is Endeavor. This is going to be pretty much the thing that's going to decide it, I think. And I'm really curious to see where Hirokoshi takes this. So that's all I really got. Let's jump into this and see what I missed. And you could always follow along over at viz.com/Shonen Jump. Just, free chapters there. The most three recent ones are always there. Or if you're like me, you could just sign up. It's only $3 a month, and that's where I read it when it comes out legally. All right, so My Hero Academia, chapter 287, and we have Shimura basically right after that last chapter ended, where she's kneeling over Midoriya, and he's like covered in those shadows. You can really only see his one arm and his top part of his head. And she's saying, "To think not even my death could keep us from meeting again, all for one." Yeah, that's a good point, Shimura. We go to the next page, and she's standing there, and it's almost like a vortex pulling in towards all for one. And number 287, mistake. Okay. Oh, you know what? She's going to be meeting her grandson, because he's, I guess, cognizant in this realm, right? Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's fucking key. And Deku's thinking to himself, because his mouth is covered, he can't talk. That's Nana Shimura. We're inside one for all. Oh, okay, right. That's what it is. It's inside it. Inside the quirk. We're inside one for all, but what's happening with Kachan and everyone else? Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing, Midoriya. And all for one. Now, looky there, Tomura. Wow, a dead person. Who happens to be your grandmother, the pathetic, incompetent Nana Shimura, stands before us. We're in the middle of a transplant. And Deku's thinking, there are stories of people whose personalities and tastes change after an organ transplant. Though it sounds rather occult, there's plenty of supporting evidence. His voice is a little deeper. The voice actor is the same guy that does Blackbeard in One Piece. I can't even do it justice, but I'll try to take it a little deeper. And he continues, as for one, I'm prone to the oddest dreams from time to time. In my dreams, those whose quirks I've stolen show up to hurl abuse my way. These episodes often leave me discouraged. Am I really capable of feeling guilt for my sins like some utterly ordinary person? But here's the strangest part. Once I get rid of a quirk, its former owner stops haunting my sleep. Bizarre, no? Especially since I'm certainly the type to hold a grudge myself. But my work with our good doctor revealed the root cause. Just as organs and cells house memories of sorts, every quirk factor contains a consciousness. The individuality of its wielder, if you will. And it's the shot of Shimura kind of taking this in as he's talking. As someone with the power to meddle with quirks themselves, I found myself in the unique position of being able to interact with those consciousnesses. And Shigaraki's kind of taking this all in, and he's thinking back to Gran Torino. Now quit trampling all over Shimura's memory. And Shigaraki says, Nana Shimura. And he's having flashbacks, looking at a picture of his grandma hugging him. And he goes, Grandma, why were you? Right, yeah, grabbing him in that flashback with the family. in the My Villain Academia arc, which coming to the anime soon, I think. And All For One continues, my bloodkin too, my little brother who had the power to grant his own quirk to another could also meddle with quirks directly. With his original quirk mixed with the power stocking one, the resulting power became a sleeper car to carry consciousness forward to future generations. Anyhow, wouldn't you like to say hello? So you're Kotaro's son, Shimura says to her grandson. No matter how we got here, Grandma, you can rest assured that I also hate you with all my heart. She didn't fucking do anything to you, man. I mean, it was the chapter title. It was a mistake to give, her son away, I think is what she's going to say. She's going to at least apologize for that. I don't think that's going to change Shigaraki's mind at all, but maybe it'll put her mind at peace. And we go to the next page, and the ground starts breaking apart. I'm assuming from decay. And Shimura standing in front of Deku trying to hold it back. I don't know with what power. Her power was float. Well, I guess she's got all the other ones too. And the vortex is coming through towards her. And Deku's thinking, this OFA world is eroding. And we see basically like this force field, invisible force field essentially that Shimura's put up. And, Tomura is walking forward now with All For One behind him. And he goes, good, Tomura. Your hatred is making its mark. The rule is that only the will of One For All's wielder can affect it, but your rage is starting to eat away at that very rule. And All For One's like looking up laughing. Whoops, I nearly forgot you hate me too. Yeah, he starts decaying. All the better. How fitting for the symbol of terror. And there's like a sound effect freeze on the ground in front of Midoriya. But still, not enough it seems, and Shimura's smiling. And Shigaraki's standing behind his grandma now. But he looks like totally fine. Like, if he wasn't evil? Since my brother is obstinate as I am, yeah, he really looks like Shigaraki. Holy shit, I wonder how obviously, it's the artist did it that way on purpose, but wow. This is the first time we got a good shot of the younger brother. So is he the next in line, brother? It's such a shame that I could never make you mine. And he's, the younger brother, One For All, is standing over Midoriya. We will never go to you. We have chosen to remain with this boy. And shooting out basically like the vortexes are impacting and creating this vibrant this reaction. And Shigaraki's like, getting beaten back. That's the one power that never behaved how Master wanted. What the hell? He's like trying to like push through it, And All For One and Shigaraki's hand, it's like, positioned in a way where you can't tell who's reaching forward. Show some power, Tomura. Combine your strength with my own and we can steal them away. They are but a couple departed people who fell to me. And it almost looks like he has a wind tunnel coming out of his hand like that guy from Inuyasha. Brother, you claim you've chosen this? No point in bluffing when I know the truth. I've seen it all through Tomura's eyes. And they're kind of trying to block the impact of whatever this force field or wind tunnel. I'm not really sure. There's this energy coming towards them trying to steal the powers from Midoriya, I guess is what it's trying to, Hirokoshi's implying here. This incredible power has been wasted on one who could protect neither friend nor teacher. They were forced to defend him, in fact. What's more, like his master, he's given himself over to blind rage. He finds himself emboldened. He finds himself immobilized, squirming about, helplessly watching on. Conferring this power to someone so worthless was a mistake. Okay, so the mistake is All For One saying that All Might made a mistake giving this power to Midoriya, but I don't think that's the case. This is going to be a big learning moment for Midoriya, or he's really shit the bed on this one. And the younger brother, no, it wasn't. And All For One. He is just a weird looking dude. It's like basically you only see up to like here, and then it looks like hair coming out of the rest of his fucking head. Someone who exploits people like you could never understand what drives this boy to shed blood. And Midoriya's getting up now. He rages for the sake of others. For them, he does his best until he can do no more. And Midoriya is lunging forward. This young man is possessed by a drive to save others that eclipses all common understanding. Our power is his, and we shall follow him. And Midoriya, even though part of his face is just missing from the shadows, like, "Ah!" like screaming as he's leaping out. And we go back to reality, and they're splitting apart, blowing apart. And Midoriya's in the air. Did he steal it? But no, he couldn't. And Tomura looks like pretty fucked up still. Part of his face is missing. Tomura, my quirk has not fully settled into your body, so you couldn't summon the power to steal his. Don't black out. Your body must achieve completion. Retreat. Take stock and live to fight on. And Midoriya wincing in pain. Shigaraki, please start moving again. Yeah, really, he's worried about everybody else at this point. This whole town's like a fucking crater because of this fight. And Yaganamaki is going to probably show up and save him any second now. And we go to the ground, and all these buildings are destroyed. There's fire coming off them. And Rocklock's talking to... maybe Eraser? I'm not sure. Shigaraki's fighting Endeavor. Nice. Let's prep. Prep for what? Oh, I don't know who this is, actually. You know what? That's Dabi, and that's like that long-haired guy. And they're on Gigantomachia. Shit. And Dabi goes, to tear down this fake hero society, of course. Yeah. and Mr. Compress is there. Are you fine with this, Toga? You're awfully close to the edge. And she goes, I know you've been scanning for them. Those UA scamps you love so much. They are heroes, too. And she's thinking, where do they draw the line? If heroes are supposed to save people, then was Jin not considered a person? Will they kill me, too? Well, Jin was fucking manipulated, to be fair. You just don't know that. By Dabi! Because he's a scumbag piece of shit. And Toga goes, that's what I want to ask Izuku. And Ochaco. Depending on their answer, I'll be fine. Okay, next chapter is already in. I'm going to read it right after this. This is how you're going to get Ochaco back in the story. She's going to have this interaction with Toga, I think, next chapter. And obviously, Gigantomachia is going to get there and save Shigaraki soon. Will it be next chapter? I was kind of thinking it would be, but with the way this ended, maybe the one after? But alright, before we go into the rating, I think this was a 10 out of 10. There's just a lot of shit happening. We don't get a lot of time inside All for One. And we had all this back and forth with Shimura and her grandson and, One for All and All for One. And even the younger brother, which now I don't think we have a name, but I think it's, he's probably just, One for All. Much like All for One. It doesn't have a real name. Or, it might have been mentioned once in passing. I'll have to look it up. You get what I'm saying. First time we got a good view of that guy. He's been, from back, behind the camera, let's say, third person almost. We've seen like the back of his head, maybe like one of these, like barely a side profile. But that's it, really. And we got a full shot of him, and it's kind of funny to me how he looks a little like Shigaraki, but the white hair maybe is just what made me think that. And of course, we end this chapter with he didn't get his quirk stolen, and Midoriya pushed back, and and we'll see where that goes. I think Shigaraki again beat it like a dead horse. He's gonna get saved by Gigantomachia soon. And this stuff with Toga's been interesting. How she is just really mourning Twice's death is very realistic. And you got to feel for Twice. The guy got played hard how many times in the series. And he really just was looking somewhere to fit in. Obviously, he was a criminal at the end of the day, and he was a psycho. But he got done dirty. And, Hawks had to do what he had to do. But Dabi is really at fault here. And he's obviously, poking and prodding Toga a little here. And Mr. Compress, I think, is legitimately concerned. He's a bit of an enigma in the League of Villains, in my opinion. He's probably my low-key favorite League of Villains character. Just because I think I just like his powers quite a bit. They're pretty damn OP. As long as you can get your hands on you, you're fucked. And I don't know, the whole mass motif tickles my fancy. That's pretty much the chapter. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Looking forward to reading the next one right now and finding out where this is gonna end up for next week. All right, My Hero Academia chapter 288, Save Takeo. I don't know if that is a character name or a place, but we're gonna save it or try to save it. We start with this like aircraft carrier flying in. And it looks like the inside of the aircraft carrier, we have someone saying, "Are we not there yet? Kindly ensure we arrive within the next 5 minutes." Not happening. It's not like we're Hawks or Mirko. And standing while we're flying at top speed is dangerous, so please sit down. And the pilot's looking behind them and saying, especially since you're not back to full health yet. Oh, who could this be? At this very moment, countless lives are being lost. Nothing else matters, so don't change the subject. I'm just trying to show my concern here. A racer, maybe? I don't know. Who the hell could it be? I guess we're going to find out. But all these heroes are running down the street. Some flying, some jumping. This guy looks like he has water fucking powers that he's flying through the air with his legs and his coming off his elbows. It looks cool, whatever it is. Another guy's got like roller skates or some shit. They're rushing down the street. It's a monkey guy even. Our target is currently passing through Nobato City at 100 kilometers per hour. Isn't that way too fast? Chiganamakia. More like way too big, not to mention indestructible. Oh, there he is. He's tossing aside buildings with massive mole-like claws, and all that flying rubble means more destruction. That's just what's in his path. We need to evacuate the areas within 5 kilometers radius around his route. If we keep heading in his direction, we'll encounter the monster in about 8 minutes. We're already looking at unprecedented damage. This is our failing. These good people just happen to be in the way. We must save their lives, even at the cost of our own. Why should they suffer for our mistakes? Well, when you think about it, though, like, what were they going to do? They had to take this asshole out before he was fully powered. When they started this operation, they didn't know it was going to go this bad at the end of the day. They didn't know Chiganamaki is literally going to run across the country going through cities to get to fucking Shigaraki. How could you plan for that? You literally had no idea. But they, regardless, it has gone so bad, it might as well be a failure, you know? I guess that's their logic. And then that long-haired guy from the Liberation Army, Skeptic, standing there, and he goes, "Heroes incoming." A satellite image? How handy, Mr. Compress says. He's like looking over his computer. And Dabi's standing there. Toga's still kind of looking off to the side. You know she's going to see Ochaco. And Skeptic goes, handy, he says, betraying his shameful lack of sophistication. Not quite the hero army we met at the Villa, but still a good number. And he's, going off on the computer. Our being here is mostly due to luck and happenstance. We must keep aware of the approaching enemy if we hope to. And Mr. Compress is like, go back, zoom in there, long hair. Is that any way to ask a favor of someone? And it's Ochaco and Sui, Froppy. Speak of the little devils, it's them. And Toga looks hyped. "Mister, give me my equipment!" Going after Mr. Compress. So aggressive, you're making this old man blush. And he drops like the orb that he's compressed it into. "Quick! Eep! Here." And she puts it all on there. And she's all decked out, ready to attack. She's going to try to steal their blood again, probably. She already got Ochaco's once. She runs off the back of Chiganamaki and Mr. Compress like her dad or some shit. Is like, "Not so fast, young lady. If only I hadn't noticed them. Don't jump from this height. It's dangerous." And she looks back. "Feeling all confused and gloomy just makes me feel sick. I have to go ask them. I have to." And we get this panel with just speech bubbles. Mr. Compress, "At this very moment, say something, Dabi. Don't just stand there grinning." Who cares? "Oh, stop spying on random crap and hurry up unless you want to get burned." And Skeptic's like, "You people, I swear." And Lizard Dude walks up. "Toga, I know we're just a gang of strays who happen to find each other, but you're not the only one feeling messed up over Twice." And we get this shot of Twice and Shigaraki kind of with his back to him. "The League was the only place he felt he could belong, and the boss probably wants us to stick together." We get this shot of him standing between Compress and Dabi. "I know that doing as we please is the villain way, but you'd better come back to us." And Toga looks back, smiling. I still don't get this guy's whole deal. He joined up because of Stained, and I guess so did Toga. And maybe Twice did too because of that. I'm trying to remember. I don't think he was an initial member though. I don't know. I don't really get this guy's beef. I feel like he's getting roped along here, but whatever. Different conversation for a different day. Toga appreciates it regardless. And Ochaco's floating in the air, and she stops. "The giant villain is in sight. He's fast!" And you can actually see Chiganamaki kind of coming forward like that. "Hurry up with the evacuation." like at the end of a city street here. Run away, perpendicular from his path. There's still citizens inside these buildings. Split up and rescue them. And Froppy's hanging out a window, and she's got her tongue wrapped around these two people that look totally freaked out. Two more over here, you Ravity. Got it. And Ochaco sees something. Froppy! This fucking rubble shooting towards Froppy, who's hanging on the building. And this other hero jumps up. And I don't know if he's activating a power or if he got nailed. But this huge, it looks like water or cement or some shit hitting the building. Ah! Sorry for the rough handling. And she's fucking lifting Froppy and those two civilians out of their house. That did the trick, thanks. Hey, you two, I need help. But there's some old woman on the ground. My husband's bedridden and he's too heavy for me to carry. And Ochaco's like, that's my calling. Already too close for comfort. Our place is down here, hurry. Oh, that's definitely Toga in disguise, 100%. Yeah. She's playing them. Get these two to safety, Froppy. Okay. Be careful. Can't have you getting hurt. And your Ravity, trying to be the good hero, is going after that old woman. We gotta save every life we can. My poor Takeo. She's running full speed, like fucking, racing down the street. And Ochaco's like, those legs of yours sure can move, ma'am. The strength of my legs is thanks to Takeo's love. Oh, that's Takeo, I guess. Save Takeo. And Ochaco's running. He'll be okay because I'm gonna save him. And here it is. They'll do this. They'll fuck this up in the anime. And it's Toga turning around, dropping the disguise. You will? Of course, she's totally naked. I get they can't show that in the anime, which makes me wonder again how Chainsaw Man will ever become an anime, but I hope it does. And Ochaco sees this and is shocked. Hey, Miko, Toga? And Toga, slides into a house. Yeah, it's been forever, Ochaco. And she runs after him. Wait! Into this abandoned house and nowhere to be seen. And Ochaco's looking around, and you hear Toga in the background hiding in the shadows. I was hoping to chat with Suyu too, because Suyu's my cute and precious friend. And with Uzuku, I love him when he's all beat up, which is always, he's cool. I love how cute you are too, Ochaco. I want to be just like you, so you gotta tell me. And oh god, we go to the next page. She's pouncing on Ochaco with a knife. What do you want to do to me? I guess kind of gauging Ochaco's reaction, just assuming heroes just want to kill her. And Ochaco's like, you mean you stole that old lady's blood, killed her, just to ask me a question like that? Toga's just to, and she's remembering back, I was holding him in my arms. Back to when Midoriya went all out against that Yakuza guy. Shit, it's been so long ago. Overhaul against Overhaul. She goes, listen, I'm trying to save every life I can right now. Understand, Himiko Toga? If you get in my way, then I'm gonna have to stop you right here, right now. Next chapter's November 1st. So My Hero on break next week. Okay. I think this is a solid 8 out of 10. It was interesting. I like where it's going. I like this whole angle of Toga just trying to, I guess, kind of find herself. Yeah, she's a fucking murderer. I mean, Ochaco calls her out perfectly at the end here that you killed some old woman just to steal her blood, just to fuck with me. I'm trying to save lives here. What are you talking about? And, Toga obviously not learning the right message here. Next week, I hope we get to see them go all out against each other. I think that'll be a great chapter if we do, in fact, get it. I could fully see Froppy coming in after the fact if Ochaco doesn't show up quickly, or after the fight's over. Froppy gets there and sees Ochaco all fucked up, whether she wins or loses. But I guess we'll find out. I guess we're going to get a couple more chapters before we actually see Jugamaki save tomorrow. And that's fine with me. Let's get some of this other stuff on the side. This arc has been phenomenal. I'll say it again. It's the best arc in the series so far. Just taking all those building blocks for the last, 287 chapters, let's just say. Basically everything up until this point has just made this arc so much better. We also got that stuff with the League of Villains, kind of having a little back and forth with Skeptic, looking up on the computer to make sure they're not being followed, and to see who's in the surrounding area that they need to be worried about. But we didn't see who was on that plane. I was musing maybe Eraser, but that probably doesn't make any damn sense. I mean, it could be. He could stop their quirks in their tracks. And it's someone that's injured. I guess it could be All Might, but that doesn't really make any damn sense. I don't know. I can't think of anybody really. Maybe it's Midnight. Maybe Midnight is alive. Maybe this is her big return. Interested to find out who was in that aircraft carrier. I think they're going to be decisive in this upcoming confrontation. Maybe it's a character that I should remember that we've been introduced to that just hasn't done anything in a while. But nothing's coming to mind. Those are the ones that come to mind immediately, are the ones that maybe it's not going to be. But it would be interesting to see Eraser get in there on a plane to get over there to try to stop Chikanamaki with his fucking leg bleeding out. But I don't think it's him. It could be somebody else that's escaping me, or a character that we haven't seen in a hot minute, or that we've been told about but have not seen. I feel like there was a couple of heroes, if my memory serves me correctly, that did not show up to like the top 10 heroes awards or whatever it was so many chapters ago. But I could be misremembering that, but maybe it's one of them. We'll see. Looking forward to the next chapter. Gotta wait till November. No big deal for me. So next week maybe I'll look at something else My Hero related. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about this chapter. Interested in the next one. This arc wants me coming back every time to read the next one. And the last one was way better than this. But I really like Ochaco's character, and I want to see what she can do. She doesn't get enough time in the limelight, and this is a perfect opportunity for that. And Toga is a pretty interesting character in the League of Villains. I say I like Mr. Compress earlier in this video, but Toga is a little bit more nuanced than Mr. Compress for sure. I just think I really like Mr. Compress's aesthetic, and his powers are interesting. But that's all I got to say about chapter 287 and 288. I'll be back next week again with something My Hero related. Maybe I'll break down my favorite heroes. I don't know. That might be kind of fun. I kind of did it in a previous video already, but maybe I'll reevaluate that. It was in the comments section, to be fair. Maybe I'll make a video out of that. We'll see how my weekend goes. But with all that said, I've been Sean O'Rourke. You have yourself a great day, and be on the lookout for Attack on Titan dropping at some point today, too. Check out that channel update video I put up to see what's been going on. And beyond that, tomorrow we got a Chainsaw Man and Black Clover coming at you. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And I'll see you in the next video.